Mario Kart DS Trivia featuring mariosonic4eva and Super64134. Hello everybody, this is Nintendo 14. Welcome back to the year of Mario Kart. Last time, we raced in the Flower Cup, went over the 5 things I like about Mario Kart DS. This time, we're gonna be playing as Yosh, and we're gonna check out his third kart that we unlocked last time off screen in the Nitro Grand Prix at 100cc. And I got TJ and Gerald back here for this part, just like they were last part.
Hi.
Alright, so we're gonna be going to the Banana Cup, and this time I got myself some trivia. Yeah, trivia is back after being absent in Double Dash. Mainly, there wasn't any extra videos I could have trivia in Double Dash. So let's go over a little bit of trivia for this game. I plan on having the trivia for Mario Kart 64 and Double Dash somewhat later in the series. But before we can get that, we got a little. This race is pretty interesting. Like I say, Gerald. You know what happens because you.
First thing that happens is you get ooh, and then you freaking get a bullet from. What is this?
What is life?
I needed it.
It's deluxe. You can't
Luigi wasn't gonna do anything with it. So yeah, I'm gonna hold on to this bullet bill for the remainder of the race, just because I wanted to show off.
You wanted to smuggle is what you wanted to do.
Sure. Or prove everybody that you can smuggle before Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. You just need the game that is gonna allow you to do so.
You just need good lines. Just try to avoid everything.
That, and I didn't believe that. I couldn't believe that I actually stole a bullet bill. Like, what are the odds of that
I didn't know
happening?
you could.
If anything, I thought Luigi was going to use the bullet bill before it stole it from him. Anyways, before we get too sidetracked with this bullet bill smuggling, we have some trivia for Mario Kart DS, and I'd like to share a little bit of it with you guys and you guys, the viewers. So let's begin with the first one. So, Mario Kart DS is the only Mario Kart game where Lakitu does not start the races and battles off as a referee. You know how you always see Lakitu at the beginning of each race? Well, that's not the case for your Mario Kart DS. You only see the number changing from 3 to 1.
I've noticed that.
Believe it or not, I did not notice this until now, until you just now told me.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. The only game, are you serious?
It's
The
weird.
only game.
Not
The other
seeing
ones
Lakitu.
have Lakitu there, either in the middle of the screen or the side.
I did not notice this. If you wouldn't have pointed it out, I would have never noticed.
Yeah,
You just saw it
kinda
right there.
weird not having
No
him there.
Lakitu. Yep. No, this is the only game like that, like I said. Anyways, moving on now. Some sound effects, such as the item roulette and the countdown chimes, were carried over to Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart 7 because they couldn't come up with a new rendition of those. So, for the meantime, they wanted to reuse the ones that were in this game.
That makes sense.
That I am aware of. I did notice that the sounds weren't changed at all. They just kept them the same. That's okay. It doesn't matter. It just gives more familiarity to the game.
And
You don't need
this isn't the
something
only
new.
case where Nintendo had to reuse voice clips and assets for other games. Like you see this, you see this with a lot of games. I think mainly with like the sports games, you do pick up on that kind of stuff. And then this game's no exception. It mainly happened with some of the games that came out in like the mid 2000s, and then the newer games they stopped reusing stuff, unless if it's a game like Mario Party 10 or something like that. Or at the very least, they did reuse voice clips, but not as much as they did back then.
Starting to get newer voice clips out there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're in the final lap of Frappy Snowland. Want an update on gameplay. So anyways, next trivia. Let's see. This is the only Mario Kart game to not have Mario circuits. At least the version Mario Circuit. Not in the Flower Cup in some capacity. So the Flower Cup for this track, or for this game, doesn't have a Mario track.
Oh yeah. You're right.
instead the Mario track is in the new Mario track is in the next Nitro Grand Prix, which is the Star Cup.
I didn't know if they were all in the Flower Cup until now. Like, I knew this one's was only in the Star Cup, but I didn't know they were all in the Flower Cup.
They got back to their senses after.
Maybe that's like the curse. Like, if there's a Mario circuit that's not in the Flower Cup, then it becomes the Mario circuit that not much people talk about. But we'll get more into that Mario circuit in a future video. Like, I'll go into detail on that if I do feel like it. Alright, so let's go to the next trivia, don't you say? Let's talk a little bit about the Wi-Fi connection. So, the Wi-Fi connection that this game had, first of its kind, it underwent several changes and restrictions to the game in order to prevent excessive in-game lag. For one, only up to 4 players can play. It's only 100cc, and only 20 of the 32 tracks that are available that they can race here in this game were only made available online. And no triple bananas and shells, can't have that. No holding items behind the cart, you can't do that either. And the item roulette does not, you can't stop it prematurely by using the item button. And lastly, course obstacles cannot be destroyed, such as boxes and snowmen. Presuming because they didn't figure out how to code in like specific things being destroyed, just so everybody can be on the same page.
Yeah, it seems limited at first, but it does throw in like a new strategy and added some skill in there.
Yeah, like the gameplay does feel a little bit fresh in that kind of way, but you know what, limits are limits, and you know, it would have been fun to not have all these restrictions. But hey, this was their first Nintendo's real early shot at online. I don't think they didn't quite get it down. That was on the itty bitty DS. Just think about it.
It's probably probably the people working on it to expand it on. This is the first time trying to see if it could work or not, and it did, but limited things. But they expanded upon it, and then it is not reduced in the other games.
Yeah, while we're on the subject of Nintendo Wi-Fi, I do have a lot of good, fun moments with the Wi-Fi. I mean, despite the fact that every time I get into a Wi-Fi room, it'll pretty much half the lobby always disconnects, or at least one person disconnects, and then I'm left with a 3-man race, or more than likely it's always a 2-man race, including myself.
I'm not surprised on that.
I never really played Mario Kart DS online. I didn't start getting online in Mario Kart games until Wii.
Same here.
So you guys never played DS online back in its heyday?
No,
Nah.
but I do have some knowledge of it. Yeah, about the limited content online, yeah, that I do know.
Not
But
many
actually,
people like to look back on that and how things worked in online for this game.
It's crazy how far we've come.
Yeah. Nowadays we've got like a progression meter in the VR, and you can have up to 12 players playing. Huge step up from only 4 for this game.
It's like 3 times.
Yeah. So let's go into this next one. This is the first, and so far, the only mainstream Mario Kart title to be released first in North America. Just about every other Mario Kart had Japan. The game was released in Japan first. This game is in North America first. America.
I didn't know that.
When did it come out in Japan afterwards? Like, how many days, weeks, or whatever?
Believe it or not, it came out last out of the 4 main countries that gets Nintendo games normally. So North America, it was in November 14th. Japan didn't get the game until December 8th, following that year in 2005.
If I recall, I think that was the same case for Smash Wii U, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah, Wii U. 3DS, it was Japan first, and then America got it later.
Yeah, it's very interesting that they decided to do that, like on some games.
And then the strange thing too, it also happened for the Wii U Virtual Console re-release, in that Japan got it last. But hey, Europe got it before North America. Well, North America was the second to last to get it, Went from Europe, Australia, North America, then Japan.
In other news, Jack won the Banana Cup.
Yep, it was
3
pretty
stars,
easy.
Mark.
No biggie. Especially when you're using an OP cart, that from Luigi, Toad, or Yoshi.
Hey, it works.
Yep. So that's it for the Banana Cup. To next time this weekend, as we're going to be doing some more mission modes. TJ, Gerald, thanks for being here once again.
No problemo.
Not a problem.
They got their own channels. You can check out the content that they got on their channel. And in the meantime, you can do that while we get ready for the mission mode this weekend. Till then, see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.